Hello, my name is Kelvin. I'm in the process of honing my Linux skills, and I've been learning through one of the programs, and I found a very diligent way to master my skills is through showcasing and putting the knowledge that I have into a project. So currently I have a project of building a system server for a car hire company, so that is where I'm going to utilize my knowledge. Currently what I'm doing, I have already installed a Linux server into my machine, set up of the passwords, but now I'm going to log in, create new users today, create new groups, and I'm going to do all this from my mind, but you'll bear with me where I need to look for resources outside. But all in all, I'm going to use every available command to me to just get going first of all. So let's start off. At the current moment, I'm just trying to log in. I have successfully logged in. Directly from what I have, I'm already using the bash shell, so I'm just going to start adding users. So currently I have a few number of users I've already set up, so I'm going to add one as the manager, as one as the administrator, that will be myself, and one as a driver, one as HR, and the other one as a client. I'm going to do this whole concept and build it step by step. So this is the first video, this is the first step. So usually in Linux we have two commands to add users. You can either use the add user command or user add command. So add user command directly creates a new user for the system, creates the home directory for them, but I find using the user add command a bit more, gives me more power. The ability to create for them the password, to create for them home, because I'm sure for some of these users they won't need the home directory. So I'm going to start off with the manager. The flag M is to create the home directory for them, and flag B for the password. I'm not really sure, but it's try and error first of all. I'm also learning. The name of the user will be Ben. So these will be like the manager of the company. I'm setting up default password for all the users so that it's easy for me to remember at this stage, but I know moving on they'll have to have unique identities and passwords that will need to be changed every now and then. Seems like I get an error here. Let's just start just by creating the user himself. Just to make sure he's there, let me see if he has been created a home directory. My apologies, that is not right. So let me see where Ben in the home directory. There seems to be a problem. Let me see another one. Ben has already been created. So I've tried a few commands, the grep one, to see if we have one home directory for him, but seems not. But using the ID has already, it shows me where he is, his group ID, and the group he belongs to. Currently he's only belonging to one group, the primary one called Ben. I'll use another command to try and add the password for him. So let me just clear my screen. So the password is the one for creating the password. New password. I have to retype the same password. I find this Linux feature to be really great in terms of enabling someone to have their security. Optimally, in most of the websites nowadays, everyone is shown the capability to see the password they are setting up and to reconfirm the same, but I find it in Linux you cannot see the password that you're typing, and it's just a security measure. So right now I have already created Ben. I'm going to try and switch to him. So switch user to Ben. Everything is set up. The only thing that I haven't set up for him is the bash or the shell that he's going to use. Currently I can't remember the name of this one, but ideally he should be using the bash shell. So for now he has everything for him is empty right now. He doesn't have any permissions, any commands, but I'll do that progressively as I learn. Right now let me just exit. For this second person, that is me as the admin of the company. I have to go and check and see the commands to create a new user and their commands at a go. So let me search through online resources. So I'm getting to learn about the command S, the flag S. This will help me create directly for him everything else in terms of even up his new shell system will be the bash one. I'm still not yet really sure on how to work with the flag B, but we are learning. I'm learning. So the second person I'm going to create is user add flag M, flag S, bin bash, and flag B, and my name is Calvin. I don't know why it keeps on returning me to this page. Let me see if I've been created. No user. So there seems to be an issue with the command P. I'll go through it again and see where I'm missing or what I need to touch on. Just to move along, let me just create him using the normal way. User add the shell I want him to use in bash and my name Calvin. I will go through the other way of using the password command just to make sure he has a password and we can log to his screen. Moving along, so sudo password, not the whole password name but pass wd for Kelvin. As I said earlier, I'm going to use the same passwords for them for all of the users currently, so that it's easy for me to remember. I've created the user, it's easy, everything is working. So as you remember, the manager one called Ben, his initial startup screen did not have the bash shell, but for this one, because we have used the command and the flag s, Kelvin is going to have a different shell. So just to make sure everything is up and running, let me switch user to Kelvin. SU means switch user, and the flag dash means to completely change the whole system to Kelvin. As you can see, it's new. The user is Kelvin. I'm being hosted on the machine with the username tkelvin. Still for him, all things are empty. The files, nothing. He doesn't have anything. So that's my second user of the day I've created. Let me move back to the home system. I have one HR to add, one driver, and one guest who will be acting like the customer of the company. So for the HR, I'm going to use a lady's name called Salome. So add user add, and with the flag S for, I know I can automate for every user the first shell to be bin bash. I'm yet to get around to that, but at the end of the day, the goal will be for any user that will be coming along or be added to the system will be using the bash system, bash shell, sorry. So the HR will be Salome. ID Salome. ID Salome is already there. Okay. Let me add for him for her the password. Password has been set successfully. Just to make sure she's there and everything is running seamlessly. Everything is okay, everything is intact. Moving back to the main system. Not finally, let me add the driver. I'm not finding it comfortable always having to do two commands to add the password. Let me use one of these AI systems just to help me here. I'm just learning that I cannot use the flag independently as I expected, but I'll get to learn on how to use it later on. Just to finish up on the project today, let me finalize on continuing to build to add the new users. Dash the driver called Newton. Same goes for the password. Password has been created successfully. And finally, for the new user or the customer who will be a guest to the system, I'm going to call the customer Sylvia, or any name can work. Okay. And now I have all my users. I have the manager, I have the admin, I have the driver, I have the HR, and I have customer. So just to correlate with these, I'm going to add groups for them, just to help with managing their permissions and giving them access to restricted files or different assets of the company. So for this, I'm going to use the command group add, just to introduce the new groups that I want to create. So I'm going to create one is called manager. These will be for the managers. Another one I'm going to call it the admin. This will be where my main domain will be. Another one will be for the drivers. Another one will be group add for the HR. The last group will be for customers. So basically that was my task today, just creating the groups and just getting to create new users. More commands I'm getting to hone on them, in terms of even listing like the groups that are already in the system, and I can do that easily. I know there's a way to list the users and also to list the groups that we have created. Here I'll need a bit of help. This is my learning journey, and I'm appreciating the help that you usually get from already what is out there. One command is the password file, so I'm going to use sudo cat etc. Okay, as you can see, there are so many users. There are some that are system users, but for the ones that we have created are the last they have been placed in the last bit of the list, that is Ben, Kelvin, Salome, Newton and Sylvia. So those are the users that I have in my system. Another thing that I need is to list all the groups. Okay, sudo cat etc group. We have the new groups for the manager, admin, drivers, HR, and also we have the home groups, the primary groups for Ben, Kelvin, Salome, and Newton. This is where they'll be belonging, first for their own sake, for their own permissions, and these are the ones I'll be adding them to the manager group, to the admin group, and the drivers as their secondary groups. So definitely this is just a simple way of showing you my study journey, not to indicate to everyone everything comes easy. So even I'm learning some of these commands, I'd already read about them in depth. I've given a few tests here and there with the flags, but as you can see, when it comes to doing the real task itself, you have once in a while to ask for help and just try to recollect. I'm learning to be easy on myself, and I know with time I'll be able to work with these commands without the need of getting help from outside. Thank you. That has been my day today.